Welcome back to the Daily Morning Sports Feed on Reds Army, with me as editor Olivia. Today, let's take a look at some notable sports news in the past 24 hours. Thank you for always supporting and accompanying us. Come to the following hot news. England roar back to draw with Germany in final World Cup warm-up. Cleveland Browns DE Myles Garrett involved in one car accident. Initial tests reveal serious knee injury to New York Giants W.R. Sterling Shepard. The first news. England roar back to draw with Germany in final World Cup warm-up. England rallied from 2 goals down to take the lead momentarily before drawing 3-3 with Germany in a thrilling UEFA Nations League group stage finale at Wembley Stadium on Monday night. Second-half goals from Ilkay Gundogan and Kai Havertz looked to have Germany on their way to victory, but Luke Shaw and Mason Mount leveled the score in a span of 5 minutes. VAR then awarded England a penalty, which Harry Kane converted to give the home side a brief lead, before Havertz tucked away his second of the night to reach the final scoreline. Nations League final spots were off the table for both sides, with England already relegated to the competition's second tier and Germany coming into their last matchday sitting third. But the game had added importance for the Three Lions as it marked their final test ahead of the start of the World Cup on November 20th. England's Raheem Sterling had the best chance to score for either side midway through the first half, but after his clever cutback to get a clear look at goal, his tame effort was palmed away by an onrushing Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Gareth Southgate's side continued to look dangerous on the counter, but there was no end result, with Sterling once again firing right at ter Stegen following his full field run to get onto Kane's ball into the area. Gundogan scored Germany's first from the penalty spot early in the second half after Harry Maguire fouled Jamal Musiala in the area, and were 2 up 15 minutes later when Havertz curled a perfect shot in from distance that left Nick Pope no chance. What seemed unlikely as the clock passed 70 minutes soon became reality, as Shaw and substitute Mount struck in quick succession to get the match back on level terms and bring the home support roaring back to life. Nico Schlotterbeck's stamp on Jude Bellingham's ankle earned him a yellow card and a chance for England to take the lead from the spot, which Kane did with aplomb to the delight of the Wembley faithful. However, Pope made a mistake as he spilled a long-range shot back into the path of Havertz to side foot into the back of the net and end the game 3-3. Bukayo Saka broke clear on goal in second-half stoppage time with a chance to win it for England, only for ter Stegen to touch his shot past the post. England will face Iran, the United States and Wales in Group B in Qatar, while Hansi Flick's Germany side will play Japan, Spain and Costa Rica in Group E. Flick said he was disappointed to see a 2-0 lead turn into a 3-2 deficit in the space of 13 second-half minutes, but focused instead on his own team's late recovery. "We were quite stable at 2-0, but England brought on a couple of substitutes that made them better offensively," Flick said. "But we have to look at it positively as well. I said to my players that they showed great courage and never gave up, so it was great to come back." Southgate's side finished bottom of the group with 3 points behind Germany on 7, Hungary with 10 and Italy, who topped the group on 11 points to reach the Nations League Final Four. It is more than 100 years since England last went 6 competitive games without a victory, but they at least changed the narrative with this stirring comeback against Germany. Both sides needed a pre-World Cup tonic after poor Nations League campaigns, with England losing 1-0 away to Italy last Friday, the same night Germany lost by the same scoreline at home to Hungary. The last time the two heavyweights met at Wembley, in last year's Euro 2020 finals, England were riding a wave of euphoria and manager Southgate could do no wrong. But the mood has turned sour mainly because of a woeful lack of goals, Kane's last-minute penalty in Germany being their only goal in their previous 5 Nations League games. The following news. Cleveland Browns DE Myles Garrett involved in one car accident. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett was involved in a one-car accident Monday afternoon and taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, according to the team. The accident occurred after Garrett left the Browns training facility in Berea, Ohio. While we are waiting to learn the extent of his injuries, he has been alert and responsive, Garrett's agent, Nicole Lynn, said in a statement posted to Twitter. Lynn told ESPN that Garrett did not break any bones and was expected to be discharged on Monday night. Garrett crashed his 2021 Porsche after practice near Wadsworth, Ohio, at around 3 p.m., according to the Ohio State Highway Patrol. The vehicle went off the side of the road and flipped over before coming to a rest. A female passenger who was in the vehicle as well was taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Highway Patrol said impairment by drugs or alcohol was not suspected and that Garrett and the woman were both wearing seat belts. The crash is under investigation. The Browns face the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Initial tests reveal serious knee injury to New York Giants Wr. Sterling Shepard. New York Giants wide receiver Sterling Shepard suffered what is believed to be a serious left knee injury, multiple sources told ESPN, after Shepard underwent initial tests following Monday night's game against the Dallas Cowboys. The non-contact injury happened in the final minutes of New York's 23-16 loss to Dallas. A final diagnosis will come Tuesday morning, when Shepard undergoes more tests, but the fear is that his season is over. Shepard, who was cleared to practice late this summer after tearing his right Achilles last December, leads the Giants with 154 receiving yards through 3 games. He's also played the most snaps, 157, of all the team's receivers. It's tough. It's a tough sport, Coach Brian Daboll said. Guys work their butts off to get back from injuries. This is something, if he's out for the whole season, which we'll probably know, Tuesday morning, you hurt for those guys because you watch them in the rehab room. You watch them in the off-season. It's just a shame. Shepard, 29, had been shouldering a big workload early this season. He was given a maintenance day on Wednesday as a result. The injury occurred on the Giants' final offensive play Monday night, when Shepard was jogging near the right sideline. He limped onto the cart and players from both teams came over to offer words of encouragement. It's tough. I'm not even going to lie. It's hard not to get choked up about it, Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton said of seeing the injury. He's been here since the first day I got drafted. He's done a lot for me as a young guy. And then seeing him come off the Achilles last year and rehab all year, and how hard he fought to get back out there, it's definitely hard to see. The play resulted in what was essentially a game-ending interception. In the moment, that hardly mattered. Shepard was on the ground writhing in pain. It's hard, said running back Saquon Barkley, one of Shepard's best friends on the team. I would say I'm one of the biggest competitors, but when I saw Shep was down, I was like, what the heck is happening? Obviously I realized it was a pick, but in that moment, you see him on the ground, I didn't even want to walk over there. I dropped, said a quick prayer and it's tough. He's been through a lot of injuries recently, it's tough to come back and battle the way he has, from an Achilles, and to go down on a play like that, it's a tough way to end an emotional game. The Giants, 2-1, lost for the first time this season and for the 10th time in 11 tries against their division rivals. Shepard has been around for a good chunk of those losses. He is the longest tenured Giants player. He's been with the team since being selected in the second round of the 2016 NFL Draft out of the University of Oklahoma. The veteran receiver took a pay cut this offseason to remain in the area and with the Giants. This is the latest blow to a career that has veered off track in recent years. Hate to see that for him, quarterback Daniel Jones said. No one deserves that, but especially not him. He works his tail off and means a ton for this team, for all of us. Shepard has consistently produced for the Giants. The problem is that he hasn't been able to stay on the field. This will likely be the 4th straight year he's missed at least 4 games because of injuries. He's dealt with Achilles, quad, hamstring, toe and concussion injuries in the past few years. Now, it's his knee. I just feel terrible for the guy, Daboll said. But Shepard was able to get back from the Achilles injury in just over 8 months. He looked good at practice late this summer and returned to game action for the season opener against Tennessee on September 11th. He caught a 65-yard touchdown in that contest. Shepard has 362 career catches for 4,038 yards and 22 touchdowns. And those are also the most outstanding morning news today. Thank you to everyone for listening and following redsarmy's daily news. If you find the video interesting and useful, please click like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the latest sports news.